That's what the next step should be. Perhaps it's the same templates across board. Civil service both at the federal and state level, because they can't keep going on strike and fighting for them for all of these things only to have this. No, unacceptable. That's no telegraph.
Well, I'm enamored with how this Nigeria has couched their story this morning, and they have this. Supreme Court, the final word, that's the lead story right there, decides Atiku Obi's case against Tinubu. Tension as Nigerians eagerly await outcome. Page 2 is where you'll find details. If you look at the bottom here, INEC drops Silva from Bayelsa Gube list. Disqualification will be reversed by court, says APC, as candidate's lawyer writes commission to withdraw amended list. Stories on page 6 of the paper. And just beside the nameplate there, Senate considers bill to ban CBN governor from partisan politics. Okay, page 5 is where you'll find details.
Guy, did I tell you true, huh?
It's not just that. I mean, nobody ever thought this could ever happen.
Oh boy.
Well, page 5 is, I mean, if you want to be in partisan politics, I would think the right thing to do is resign that post. Resign, outrightly. There's nothing stopping it. Nothing should stop any Nigerian if you want to be a politician.
Yeah.
But you cannot do it while you're holding some positions. I don't think that it will be proper. But page 5, will it also mean that they can't be members of political parties? Or
they should not be.
Will it also mean that they should not be card-carrying members of political parties?
That's the other part of it, because look, this is a very sensitive position, because it depends on, there's a lot of perception issue around that office. It's not just about the figures or the kinds of people who come there. If some say, look, it has to be an administrator who can steer the ship, who's got some experience in all of, but it's not straight-jacketed, as it were, because sometimes we're stuck on the way to do some of this is appoint a certain kind of person, but Capital looks at several things. They look at several factors in taking a decision.
What if we were a closet member?
Well, if people don't know that much, if it's not going to affect certain things, maybe, but it's a sensitive position, really, and there should be a lot of care in terms of who goes there.
Page 5 is where you'll find details. You also see the story. Tinubu appoints 9 INEC recs, approve 18 billion naira for fallen heroes' families. The story is on pages 2 and 4. Wike charges can imams to be careful with politicians. Oh, you see the picture right there, and the target. In peace we come. Christian and Islamic clerics visit FCC minister. Now that's what the picture is showing you right there. We'll leave it there for this Nigeria.
The Guardian newspaper segues from that story into something else as its lead story today. Ex-governors turned ministers. CSOs demand state's pension law review over 2.4 billion naira yearly pay. I remember an interview with Seun, our colleague. Seun had this interview with Minister of Works, and he asked him pointedly, "Are you still getting pensions from your state?" He said outrightly, "No." So why is this picture in this story? Well, you may want to get the details on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Senate alters CBN Act to bar governor deputies from politics. I think you guys already deliberated on it. I don't even think it should be a thing to be considered by anyone, seeing how sensitive that is, like holding the purse and saying, I don't even know how to go. And that story we highlighted is also there. Compel NNPCL to remit $34.2 billion to Federation account, Falana tells Finance Minister. Other details you find on the inside pages. President approves 18 billion naira assurance policy for families of fallen heroes. How far back does that have to tail before this bill gets this high? Find the details on page 3. That's the Guardian newspaper this morning.
Look at Vanguard today. Presidential tussle. 7 Supreme Court justices who will decide Tinubu Atiku Obi's fate today. 2 of 3 petitions that got to Supreme Court up for adjudication. Today, we have a good case at the Apex Court ascribed to Labour Party. Every one of them will always tell you. There's no one that will get to that stage and tell you they don't have a good case. I'm yet to see that. So, this is the lead one you have here. But above that, you see domestic capital markets, not foreign borrowing, can fix infrastructure gap in Nigeria. That's ascribed to VP Chatima, who himself is away at the moment. So, yeah. That is Vanguard today.
Well, we're looking to see what leadership holds on the front page. And leadership says, presidential appeals suspense as Supreme Court delivers judgment today. Tinubu Atiku Obi supporters upbeat. Police beef up security in Abuja. Those are the lead stories right there. IPIS, federal government to delist unverified workers from payroll tomorrow. By tomorrow, is that Friday? I imagine so, because this paper was meant for today. And then you also see there, INEC allays fears over governorship polls, gets 10 new recs. Page 4 is where you'll find details. Northern governors, others mourn former SGF Adamu Fika. That story is on page 7 of the paper. Thanks to rest in peace. You also find there, recalled ambassador's tenure not extended, as according to minister. Gaza war, Israel prepares for ground invasion. A number of other stories which will leave you to do yourself, but let's leave it there for leadership newspapers.
Well, a different angle to that story on the front page of the Daily Independent, about the Supreme Court's judgment. CSU records why Atiku's plea for fresh evidence may not succeed. After their angle to it this morning, Supreme Court rules in Atiku Obi appeals against Tinubu today. If you are curious, the details continue on page 29 or thereabout of the Daily Independent newspaper. And right under the picture on the front page, you have Senate moves to bar CBN governor and deputies from parties and politics to stop use of foreign currency for transactions in Nigeria. Did I hear someone say about time? Well, yeah. Even hotels, some hotels decide that it's dollars or nothing. But anyway, that story is also right there on the front page. Silver Rights INEC seeks withdrawal of amended candidates lists. Story is on page 6. What does that mean? Get the details on the inside pages. Tinubu to present 26.1 trillion naira 2024 budget to National Assembly early November. OK's 18 billion naira group life assurance for fallen soldiers' families. Find the details on the inside pages. That's the Daily Independent this morning.
Okay, then we've got Daily Trust as well. Judgment day for Tinubu Atiku Obi as Supreme Court rules today. I will win, ascribed to President. I've made my case, ex-VP. We're confident of our candidate's victory, Labour Party. Security beefed up at Supreme Court complex. So all of that you get to see because the justices there, Justice Mohammed Garba, Justice Adamu Jauro, Justice Tijani Abubakar, Justice Emmanuel Ajim, Justice Ibrahim Saulawa, Justice Ian Okoro, and Justice Owani Abaji are the ones who will decide that today. So beneath this lead story, you get to see this one here which says 9,000 Nigerians defrauded into enlisting for FG's households palliative. What does this mean? Defrauded into enlisting. I'm trying to
People have been getting SMSs telling them to register somewhere, and people have been exploiting this this palliative thing that's supposed to come, and People have been sending other people fraudulent messages, encouraging them to register somewhere so they can qualify for federal government. Well, I'm not certain if that's what this is, but people have been reporting receiving those types of messages.
That's why I would say, look, there's got to be a formalized template that everybody knows, so they make it easier for people to check if this is true or false. But I guess we'll see what happens with this one. So we've got to put proper systems in place on that one. Okay, so that ends the papers here today. But then we also, DSS has confirmed the release of former EFCC chairman Abdulrasheed Bawa. That was a few hours ago today, October 25th, 2023. So former EFCC chairman Abdulrasheed Bawa has been released by the DSS. They've confirmed that. So, yeah, there you go. All right, and that ends it with a look at some of the dailies here this morning.
Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing so you won't miss out any of our latest video.